insurance test, and that's a test with known. They send them to me. I have to run the test like I do every day, and I send it back to EPA. And if I fail the test, then they're going to want to know why, what happened, and I have to do a whole list of things on how I ran my test. Then I have to run it again. But fortunately, I've been here for 20 years, and I pass the test every year, which is good. That's about it. I know Dr. Holloman, he remembers. He's been here coming for 15 years, so he'll remember if I forgot something. Oh yes, I set this up for a demonstration. But are there any questions? Okay, I set this up so it'll help you all understand what's going on exactly outside and from the diagram inside that they went over. This is our influent. When people think about wastewater, you think about bricks, rocks, trees, bags, paper, and that comes in. But we have a bar screen that the water comes into. The bar screen stops all the heavy stuff from coming to the plant because it will mess up all our pumps. So when we get the water here, it's like this. This is our influent. So this is where all of the activity takes place. The cleaning of the water, it happens right here in our aeration basin. This is just an example of our aeration basin. This is what's happening in the aeration basin, where the bugs are eating up everything in the water that we don't want in there. And after it leaves the aeration basin, it goes to our clarifier, which the solids come down and the clean water is left up. And after it goes to our clarifier, this is what our effluent looks like. This is what goes out into the Tallapoosa River. Any questions?
Can you drink that water? Is it drinkable?
No, this is it's able to go out to the river to keep all our rivers safe from environment. But and then it keeps it safe because it really recircles. After about thousands and thousands of years, it comes back to us. So if we were not cleaning up the water, then we would not have any clean water. But our water filtration plant is next door, and that's where we get our drinking water.
And is the water like the waterworks places there? Like the water that come out the faucet?
Yeah, that's where it comes from, our next door water, our water plant.
What's the name of that lake again?
Tallapoosa River.
Tallapoosa River.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that's the water that go into the river. Like, what if somebody went swimming in that river and just like swallowed a big gulp of that water on
It
accident?
wouldn't hurt you.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't. Because there's so much water out there in the river till, this just adds to the water that's already out there.
Okay.
It's like the ocean. When you go swimming in the ocean, it's a lot out in the ocean. But I mean, the water filters itself. It's the environment is where it really filters. And we're here to help the environment stay safe.
Okay. It's well said. Well said.
See, you all just ready for homecoming, huh?
Yes. Yes, you read my mind.
Countdown.
Any more questions for me?
Someone asked a brilliant question.
Yeah. Why does it separate like that?
Well,
Is there something in it?
right here? No, it just settles out. Once it goes through the aeration basin, it goes over to our clarifier, which is like a holding basin. And this is where the biological activity is taking place. This is what's eating up everything in the water that we don't want. So it recircles back into the plant, so we can always keep doing what it's supposed to do.
So that's just dirt?
I have a question.
Excuse me?
Does this process have a name?
It's our biological, what biological activity?
Like activity, what you talking about when it settles?
No, you mean the process?
The process of...
Yeah, it's just a biological activity.
So that's just dirt? Or
well, sludge.
sludge?
Sludge, and that's where the bacteria is. We
Okay.
try to keep them happy so they can keep eating up what's in here, so the water can end up looking like this.
On top.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah. So this is how the water comes out after it comes from the sewer, the sewage. This is how the water will look, brown like this, right?
No,
after it
this-
comes from.
It looks like that.
Like from out of your sinks and faucets and anything that goes down the drain, this is what it looks like when it comes here.
Okay.
And see, when it comes
Okay.
here, we have the sludge is here at the plant, which is we keep this moving and circulating in the plant because
Okay.
this is where all the activity. Once if something happens to this, like when I'm doing my test, the permit has we can only discharge so much. Like for example, on a suspended solids,
Right.
our permit limit is 30 milligrams per liter. Now, when I run my tests and it's like 56 milligrams per liter, I say, oh, it's something wrong. It's either we have too much of sludge in the system that needs to come out. We got to make them happy. It's either it's not getting enough air in our aeration basin, so we have to start chopping down what is going on. Because if we keep sending our reports down to ADM, because I have to report to them once a month, and if it keeps being up, maybe 2 months in a row, then they're going to send us a letter. What is going on? What is you all's process in getting this straight? And if we don't get it straight within 3 months, then we might get an order, a draft order, which we have to be fined until we get it back under control. Right now, our south plant is, environment is getting where every time we get a permit, we have to do this every 5 years. And every time we get a new permit, they might have our limits so small till it's almost impossible to meet them. Because our south plant is like, was built in 1960s. So they made their limit so small that it's because they discharge into a stream. And that's a very small body of water. So their limits are going to be very, very small.
Right.
Well, the plant is so old it can't meet them. So now we are fined until we either build a new plant or they were talking about closing that plant down and sending everything over here because our plant is a newer plant. And we discharge into the Tallapoosa River, which is a big body of water. So our limits are much higher than the south plant.
What do they discharge it, the South Plant?
To a stream, the hobby, no, I forgot.
I forgot the name of it.
Let me see. Calaby Creek. Calaby Creek.
Is that water excluding toilet water?
Toilet water, everything is in there.
That includes
Everything.
Everything.
Everything that goes down the sink, or
Or
the
toilet,
toilet,
or the
or the
bathtub.
tub, or anything else that goes in the sewer.
all right.
So
All right.
if you were to continue, keep filling a test, they could shut y'all down?
They could shut us down.
Who pays that fine? Like taxpayers or?
No, the utilities board,
To the board, but
they have to pay it.
All right.
So does
It's
that,
actually the taxpayers that make the county.
Oh, yeah, taxpayers, yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say, did it come out y'all check?
No, not our check.
In a
Look,
way, it does with the
yeah,
taxes.
eventually, yeah, I mean, part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
But now, if we keep failing the test, then, yeah, they're gonna fire us, because that means we're not doing something we're supposed to be doing.
That's what's up.
Well, when we go outside, you get a better idea. What
Yeah.
you're showing you, you see the mixture actually mixing on top. When everything is suspended, then when you go to the clarifier, you'll see where it's settling like you see in the middle glass. The sludge at the bottom of the clear
You
water at the
ask
top.
that. You want to know?
Do you make good money?
Well, considering, for me, it's been good money for me.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this job is, I don't get a lot of sweat. I do my job. I know what to do. I set up my samples, and then it allows me to be able to leave and come back to be with my children. It does pretty well, and I'm married to someone that's making a little bit more than me, and Is that him?
Yeah, is that him?
That's not
Oh, okay.
But
He's a plant manager.
She says that sometimes they feel like a little family out here, but it's not that kind of
no,
thing.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know,